absolute game changer. Tribe 9 coming out February 20th globally is already huge news. But based on the feedback Akatsuki Games got from the deadly playtest and the public demo, we have seen a total rework of Tribe 9's gameplay systems. If you've not been in the loop, when the creators of Danganronpa comes a new action RPG for Steam and mobile devices, and that's cool and all. But after the second demo, didn't exactly make the best impression. We made a video about the controversial stamina system. And oh boy, we don't just got one live letter full of updates. We got two. We have two letters from director Soejima, and I'm gonna recap it all, because reading in 2025, what am I, poor? But in about half a year, Tribe 9 is basically completely transformed. Here's a brief rundown of what's going on. The controversial stamina system, which in the last update, you could dodge up to 3 times, you're at stamina, you're basically defenseless. This had a big issue because melee-focused characters could still have a defensive option. Oh, if you have dodges, well, at least you have your deflector move, or parry. Well, that has been completely reworked. Additionally, the game was centered around cooldowns, but now, Tribe 9 is going for a light attack, heavy attack system that works with the stamina bar in, I believe, a far superior fashion. They say in the director commentary, this is a fast-paced killer action RPG, and having to look down at when your cooldowns are up, you're gonna get hit. So all of the gameplay is centered around your character. And now when you use a normal attack, you'll see it doesn't eat up any stamina. When you use a heavy attack, you get a strategic move activated, like you can use it, and also it does a lot of break damage to the opponent. And when the enemy's broken, you get to do something. We'll get into it, but there's a lot to take in. Frankly, I am used to cooldown systems. I didn't see a problem with it, but this seems so much more promising. I will say, though, we're never going to beat the Gacha Souls allegations, but at this point, if they could just put like a Dark Souls Gacha, you're like, well, why would I not play that? Let's keep it real. Ring slash. All right, moving on. Enough game comparisons. Strategy skills. So before, these were just, as I mentioned before, hey, the skill's up. Use it off cooldown. There was not a thought put into it. At best, you would save your deflector moves for, some trouble, right? But that had the issue of range characters. They're lacking a defensive option, and they just didn't feel super safe. When I think about my videos on, the first demo, right, I did not use any ranged characters. So that makes sense. They want us to use some of this cast, like the support types. If you don't have a defensive option, well, piloting them is, doesn't feel great. Tribe 9 is going to be an uphill battle because, yes, a lot of these systems were not present in the second demo. However, because they weren't present in the second demo when they saw how many people were dying, I suspect the difficulty would be lowered a little bit before people, get the hang of the controls and everything. But also, they've added some very much needed quality of life, and I say like necessary quality of life. So you can dash mid-battle, and you actually recover stamina. So when you evade one time, that takes a big chunk of your stamina, sure, but then you can dash after you double press the button. So you can move around the opponent and move around the battlefield. Specifically with the shark boss fights, sometimes it will spawn on the other side of the screen, and it's like, well, I'm not going to sacrifice my stamina, put myself in danger to get close to it. So it's a lot of downtime. You don't want downtime in the world of gacha games, right? Because it's a very competitive market. But yes, perfect evades are back. That's cool. But this is my favorite thing. So deflectors have now been given to everybody. It's a very, feast or famine ability, but you cast, like, I guess, half of your stamina to do a lot of break damage to the opponent and just, like, a good chunk of damage. And you also survive the hit. Also, melee and ranged characters can do this. I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of difference there because, you're a ranged character. It doesn't look like the damage from, the magic girl was as high as, kind of speculating here, but this really sets the skill ceiling high. I don't even need a dodge. I'll get a perfect counter every single time. I'm that type of player, a god gamer. I'm not trying to gloat, I'm just saying. So the fact they're catering to us is nice. And they just say, like, straight up, it is not necessarily needed for all forms of gameplay. If you can do perfect parries, do not stress it. The game is totally beatable without it. But it will speed some things up if you're a pro and you practice. I dig that. And this is, I'll be honest, a pretty controversial feature that they are taking out. So now, when the opponent is broken, you can activate a chain skill. Previously, this was activated with impairments. In Tribe 9, it didn't necessarily have like a fire, electric, water attribute characters. Instead, it was apathy, depression, I'm pretty sure, stuff like that. They've been completely removed. Because one, it really did limit the type of characters you could use. The only way you could activate these chain skills was if your teammates all chained their secondary status effects together. And that sadly did limit team compositions a ton. They said, like, hey, that wasn't working out. We talked about that. And now here's some pretty big change to how tension builds. So when the opponent's posture is broken, yes, you can activate these chain skills. I don't imagine it would have a cooldown because I've looked over a lot of the gameplay footage and on their, new UI profiles, it doesn't, like, there's not a number like there was in the original beta, but it seems like, yes, this is how we'll just go about building tension in the game. And in case you don't know, tension is kind of the name of the game. You get level 3 tension, aka EX tension. You got to use your tension cards that have the best effects. You deal a whole lot of damage. It's a cool time. But they've altered how ultimate skills function in Tribe 9. Now it consumes tension gauge, which is crazy to me. The only way you could drop down before is if you take too many hits or you just waste too much time not hitting opponents. But now you can selectively use your ultimate skills and just chop away the gauge. Now what's interesting is, I think in the text here, correct me if I'm wrong, it says like it eats up the whole tension gauge. But we're seeing in this GIF right here, it's only eating 2 bars. And it makes me wonder, like, what about the other characters? Because you used to be able to just stack ultimates and use them in quick succession. But I think this is very intelligent design because, one, you're thinking about your play. You can't just spam ultimates on cooldown, which is, you know, admittedly, the first demo, that's what it was, right? You know, I had the excitement of finding out a new game, but I can see in the future that, yeah, you're kind of just mashing attacks and dodging and using your cooldowns on. They seem like they want to cater to the hardcore audience and not necessarily challenge players, but let you really flex on these bosses. And I love that. So let's just take an example. You look up, your tension gauge is about to hit 2. Well, I'm going to lose it. Might as well burn my ultimate here. Or maybe, I bet I can build that gauge up again and then spend it, get the most out of my tension cards because they're about to run out. There's a lot of systems in play. And it does seem intimidating, I guess. I have a lot of hours in the game, so, you know, I'm a little familiar here, but that is just so great to hear. And, of course, the enemy has tension as well, but they are making a huge, just, like I said before, in like past videos, there is a big hill to climb in the gacha market. There's tons of competition, but they seem committed to just like, hey, this wasn't working, let's completely change it. It's crazy. And you know what's even crazier? A second director's letter has hit Tribe 9. That is right. This focuses on dailies, main content, and endgame. Endgame. The game's not even out yet. And they're like, yeah, endgame players, they kind of rock. They're kind of like our most dedicated. We probably should, like, you know, cater to them too. The complaints I've heard about gacha games for years, that there's stamina. I gotta log in every day. Ugh, I gotta do my dailies. I hate doing dailies. But they're just like, we want our dailies to be fun. They pretty much just say it at the end here. We want to make a fun game that is a premium gacha game. Now, is it going to be expensive premium? I don't think so. But they're just trying to make the best game possible. So, you know, there's some stuff, they just go over like basic crap, you know, and like, hey, we changed this, it wasn't working out. Sorry, you kind of got swarmed by like 50 waves of enemies in the second demo. That was kind of dumb, I bet. So, like, you know, they're doing stuff like that. But here's the big thing. The rifts, which I believe were called dungeons before. I kind of like this name a lot more. So, essentially, these are places where, yes, you get training materials, like a domain, like a dungeon, whatever. But they don't take stamina. That is right. Tribe 9 is a stamina-less game. How is this going to work? How is this going to play? I'm still not in the demo. Hey, y'all got my phone number. Call me up. Give me that code. But that is unbelievable. People have been, oh man, gonna miss out, crud. I don't like that aspect of gacha games. I like testing my teams against powerful opponents and seeing what new characters they add to the game. My fear is, are they gonna be able to keep players' attention because you don't have to log in at 4 p.m. every day or whatever. There's also been a gigantic change to the artifact equivalent of Tribe 9, the Paitamon. All right. Point is, they no longer need to be leveled up. If you find a new artifact or, you know, Paitamon compatible monster, whatever they're called, you actually can just use it right away. That is unbelievable to me. Oh, dang, I got a tier above what I've been using. Oh, dang, I wonder how this combination works. I'd like to test that out, but I lose so many materials. That is next level. God dang, I want this game to be a generational success because they're just like, well, this isn't fun. But the problem is, like, can they get people in and can they get people to whale? Because I know people that play these games that are like, well, you know, I gotta spend so I can farm this domain more. That is not fun. It is fun to get characters, not to farm domains all day, all right? Oh my God, whoa, I didn't even see that. Who is that? Okay, I guess if we're gonna talk about monetization, this is how they're going about it. Cost you, oh my God. That is a fire outfit though. Oh my goodness. Well, skins, I mean, they make loads of money, but dude, I guess some of these are just gonna be like unlockable for free. I mean, it's just palace swaps. Why not? Dude, that is cool. And he's got his like 1.0 or like, you know, his, before the time skip outfit. This is so rad. This character was really cool in the beta, but dude, this outfit, dumb. Oh my God, look at her. Okay, now there's just glitch. What? That's a 2-star, bro. He's looking like the main villain. Okay, it's almost like a toxic relationship. I can't leave to play Tribe 9 even though it's objectively better. I gotta do my days in this other game that take 50 minutes. You know, that crap. But until the game is actually out, we will not know for sure. All I will say is, this is looking like a huge update. And frankly, the stamina system, I mean, that's just the right play, right? And really gives this game its own identity. Will it be too hard? Will it be too punishing? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Until next time, thanks for watching. See you next video. Bye.